And the
curse,
fans. But there's a curse, you're right. So is it Bigatron going to create a mukbang out of GEEK Fam, or is it going to be GEEK Fam making out a mukbang of Bigatron Alpha as we enter the final drafting phase of this best of 5 series, the second last match that we are going to witness. GEEK Fam back on first pick once again with the Joy, the Fanny, and the Taquito being banned out. Bigatron Alpha go for the Faramis, Baxia, and the Matilda. So exactly the same bans come through. GEEK go for an Angela first pick. This is the difference maker.
Yes.
But Bigatron still will secure the Iritel as well as the Valentina.
Now they'll answer the question. What was the main problem here? Is it the Iritel or is it the Angela? We've seen the Angela paired with so many other things, but now, going for this Angela, they have let go of both the Valentina and the Iritel. We've seen it play out before, but without a Mathilda, it's gonna be a bit difficult right here. But I do assume that something is gonna be put in the hands of Luke to really swing the game in their favor. Something that can really take Sive out all the way from the early game.
Mind you that this Angela can be flexed, right? To the mid or to Beloy, but it seems like no, in the first phase, they will still hide that strat and pick up the Fredrin and the Claude here before we enter the second phase. With Bigatron though, now, what will they go for here, right? Is the big question.
Look, I find this really peculiar.
Okay.
Because I felt like that Akai pick was actually a good pick. But here they go for the Fredrin. What's the value here? Is it flex value? Or what? Because now they're once again facing off against the Lancelot.
I think flex value, Onyx has shown that that's no longer the case. Even Boots, the guy that we mentioned, is the only guy still able to use Fredrin in the XP lane. Really not as good anymore. So, going for the Fredrin here more than the Akai. Maybe they felt that in the early game the Akai was fine, but in the late game they were lacking damage, they were lacking catch potential. When it comes to dynamic engage potential, early game aggression, the Akai has one knockup and a heavy spin, and they're not very fast to execute. But the Fredrin has the taunt, has the knockup as well as a good healthy bit of damage and clear. Maybe now the approach is gonna be jungle focused to try and shut down Super Ken. We've seen it done towards Kyrie. Could be done against Bigatron if the Hilda is left open.
Ooh. Actually,
Possible.
that might be a possibility if they want to try and pressure the Lancelot, pressure Super Ken from that early game. Hilda is definitely an option here, especially. I like how you mentioned the taunt because I just remembered it. Coach Phil, ex-RRQ coach,
Yes?
he actually mentioned that in this matchup against the Lancelot, at some point, Fredrin is so much safer in the jungle as compared to any other because of that taunt. So that's something that maybe GEEK Fam is trying to work around. But from the drafting phase here in the phase of 2, Yuzong, Khalid, Terizla, and they go for the Diggy. So that really limits the selection of the EXP laners.
All right, yeah. See here, 3 heroes in the second phase for that EXP role banned out. Leaving out X-Borg. And what else here, perhaps? Other than the X-Borg, Uranus. That was multiple times banned out, as well as the Lapu Lapu. You're right. So Lapu, Uranus. But no, Bigatron, the first pick in the second phase, they will commit to a Uranus here.
Is it a Hilda though? A Hilda with an Angela sounds like an absolute nightmare, but it's all speculation so far. Look at the Uranus though, the Claude can still do a lot of damage. As a Lancelot, the Fredrin can do a lot of damage. So far there are some solutions already available. Without the Diggy, the real big question was, what was gonna be the roamer for Bigatron? Gonna be the Edith though, for GEEK. Probably in the EXP.
Edith still, yeah, question mark here, EXP.
I'm gonna see a Lilia maybe.
I mean, if this is a Edith Rome, that's it.
Oh boy!
That's
Angela
what I-
mid.
That's a Ruby and an Edith to round it out. So a lot more engaged, some more DPS coming from the Edith, a lot more balanced, but they still haven't solved the problem. How are we gonna deal with the Aerithel? No Angela this time, but Bigatron right here could very easily go for something that protects or at least something that heals as well.
Minotaur.
There you go, protects and heals right on cue.
Minotaur.
Perfect. Because with the Uranus pickup in the EXP lane, that means Cerezo is not going to be the playmaker.
Nope.
They need to secure some kind of lockdown, some kind of tool for them to utilize when all else fails. And they go for the Minotaur, like you mentioned. Good pick.
The Minotaur is a counter towards the Claude, a very hard counter, essentially denying that Blazing Duet at every single turn. But with so many ways for GeekFam to go into the fight, he might be overwhelmed by just how many things are being thrown at him. This is now the first game in a while, in like 3 games, that is quite distinctly different.
But technically, because Bigatron has the Valentina, there is still a way for them to utilize the Valentina as an initiator, especially now that Ruby was chosen for Voloisky. So I'm Offended is definitely on the table.
Let's see here.
Let's
Game
see indeed.
5.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Who will accompany Onyx to M5 to represent Indonesia? Who will be there in the grand finals? Will it be Bigatron Alpha, the Reddit Terminators, the AI that have built their name from zero, from every single time that they play? Or will it be GeekFam with a Cinderella story to top it all off? We're down to a best of 1, and here we are in the land of dawn.
Oh my goodness. Early action as well. They turn Arashi here. First minute. No first blood though in that bottom lane.
Really does on the importance of execution, of speed, and tankiness. Look at the emblems, man. Tenacity is all across the board. 3 on Bigatron, 2 on GeekFam, and all the agilities and wilderness blessings. This is a game of movement, a game of pickoffs, a game of all-ins. Everything in the bag is available for both these teams. Who can find the better combination? That's the only factor here.
With everything against both of these teams, the pressure that they must be feeling right now. You can even see Bigatron Alpha looking for more pressure in this mid side, especially with the Valentina. Voloisky though, already has a lot to say pre-level 4 because he is on the Ruby. Meanwhile, Nile trying to keep up with the rotations coming in from Super Ken, who is early to level 4. And now, everything is going to center around this first neutral objective. Who has a little bit more of an advantage?
For the advantage, I think Bigatron Alpha has a bit more to work around, more sustains, right? And bigger tanks to really absorb some damage, especially if Sorizo can get the clear here with the help of Moreno. But GeekFam, they can go for the crazy plays because they have the Ruby, they have greed in the hands of GeekFam.
Early invasion here, right? 2 minutes in already. They tried an attempt to early steal of the purple. But it seems like no, they will not commit on towards a fight just yet here as the turtle has spawned in the land of dawn. And you can see the setup focusing, shifting towards that side. Now Luke in the front side looking to soak in damage, but the damage will force him to use the primal wrap. Now on the back side though, super key boss immunity for no fall damage as Luke now will be taken down. First blood for the side of the red robots. Now neutral objective. GeekFam, will they control this? Good talk for Niall to take the turtle.
What setup coming in? They're looking for more.
They want more. They are very greedy as the boy finds the kill. That's a trade, a turtle for a kill.
Steve on the other side, dealing some damage onto the Claude, winning out that lane in a 1v1, but I find that so peculiar earlier on that setup. Super Ken was a level ahead already. Luke was already taken off the board as well. But somehow, some way.
Good pull, and it seems like the Thorn Rose and as well as the Battle Execution will not be able to help Super Ken to save him.
The signature Ruby pick, man. Voloisky, lethal on it. But now still, in the gold lane, this Irrital has not been shut down just yet. In the jungle, the matchup has shown to really favor GeekFam. But what can GeekFam do with it? Have they been able to invade? Not just yet. Super Ken has been so good at invading, counter-invading, and still finding gold for himself.
Wow, it's so peculiar here. Right now, Voloisky still hasn't found an opening onto Super Key. They don't want to commit onto it just yet. But talking about this EXP lane, Edith against Uranus, who naturally wins?
Edith as Uranus? I think in an all-in, the Edith will definitely win. But how is the Edith supposed to force a Uranus into an all-in? The only time they're going to really go at it is during a big team fight. And the mid lane is where most of the things center right now. It's Beloyski and a boy just going at it against Super Key and Super Moreno.
It's a 5-man rotation. Moreno now in trouble, gets taken out. Luke with the kill in the mid lane. It's Super Key popping the minion free. Super Ken jumps in as well. The damage will not be enough to take any member of the GEEK fam side to an elimination. They want more, it seems like. No, they just want the jungle. Beloyski quite low. Bigatron Alpha. Let's see the setup now. Take a look at the backside now. Beloyski quite low. Oh, the damage though will not jump through as Super Ken caught in that midst. It will be the trade though. Beloyski for Ken, but Sorizo now will be the next target as the damage will be more than enough to take him down.
Oh, that comeback here, 2-for-1 trade. Initially, I thought it would have been really good for Bigatron Alpha, but because of those kills over, GEEK fam have actually secured the first neutral objective of the game.
Super Ken is just absolutely struggling right here with the abundance of short-term crowd control. Like we said, the Akai has great crowd control, but only the heavy spin, and even his knock-up is on a longer cooldown. Look at how often now has been able to stun, taunt, knock up Super Ken in the middle of these fights. It's absolutely difficult, and Beloyski is playing into that as well as a 50-50 is from the audience.
Oh, take a look at the damage here. It comes through. It's a 4-on-1. Sorizo cannot soak that damage, but in the bottom lane, it seems like Bigatron Alpha looking for a trade here. Luke now being the sole target, and Luke, oh my god, he's so tanky. Good knockup. The damage though will not be enough there as Super Moreno grabs the kill.
1-for-1 trade, an EXP laner for a gold laner. And in that sense, you would automatically assume that GEEK fam had the better trade, especially with that turret in the top side taken out. Marky securing a power.
Yeah, the item power spike here at 9 minutes. Oh, at level 9 at 6 minutes. That's very, very early. Showing that GEEK fam now has a lot of attention in the gold lane. They want to make sure that Marky is snowballing, that Marky can be the deciding factor, the real key to shut down CV, the rookie, the upstart, who's trying to tip the scales in his favor, changing the status quo.
Oh, well, bottom lane here. It seems like the turret will just be the target as GEEK fam, they will sacrifice that outer turret in the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, they're trading now. Bigatron Alpha looking for some compensation as to what happened earlier on. And it's now quite stable. GEEK fam, though, still holding the gold lead. Oh, wait a minute, Sorizo?
Oh, Sorizo now with all in. Oh, take a look at this. 3 members of GEEK fam with the damage. A boy, though, will secure the kill. 4 kills is on this guy.
Wow, man, the side laners are getting absolutely hammered. The gold lane and the EXP lane alike. GEEK fam just swinging like a pendulum, up and down, but now there's a trap in the middle. Can Bigatron Alpha find something favorable? And a 1.7k gold deficit is not game-changing, but it's definitely difficult to deal with.
That's the question here. And now both teams, once again, going to posture around the neutral objective. They're going to look for the turtle play. Conceal from Beloyski.
Ooh, on towards Super Key though, but it will create space for Nile to take the turtle here, the last turtle. So yeah, with that, it's a perfect turtle here. Clean setup by the side of GEEK fam.
We can tell that Bigatron Alpha are just finding it very difficult to be proactive. They want to be the ones invading. They want to be the ones dictating the fights, but using what? The best thing they can do is send Super Key, just come in with a flicker and knock someone up, but that's just not possible, especially against all the frontliners with so much crowd control. Edith, Ruby, the Fredrin even. Even if CV now has to purify, what engage is he supposed to use it against?
I guess they could bank on Super Moreno, but for the past few moments, for the past few minutes, Super Moreno has opted to go for the hard guard instead.
Yeah, the hard guard will sustain Super Ken a bit, but he will fall now. As GEEK fam, they will not find another good disengage, but they will have to sacrifice their jungler. 0-3-2 for Super Ken.
And on the other side, man, Luke is feeling himself. Did you see the recalls that he was making against Uranus?
That's just the way he likes it, man. Whoa, Sive!
What? Shive in the middle of the fight is able to escape though. Sorizo now soaking the most of the damage. They want the meta. Super Key now pulled. Ninu and Furry will catch 3 now. Good engage.
Oh!
Goodness. Luke finding the kill as a 1, 2, 3 members of Bigatron now will fall. The solution with the final kill.
The 4,000 gold lead as well from GEEK Fam, taking it away, securing it for themselves, grabbing it under the nose of the Terminators, telling them that, hey, we're the creators.
Super Ken caught. Lancelot now will look for an escape route, finds it, but they will sacrifice another structure in that mid.
See, he's feeling himself.
Absolutely. On this Edith, he's just so aggressive. Fiction Alpha are just bewildered how to deal with him. And on the other hand, Nile, what an appraiser's wrath to just swing the whole fight in their favor in one fell swoop. The chosen one. He just found his newfound powers. Fiction Alpha have no idea how to deal with him.
Not just yet. I mean, right now, they're using all the tools, whatever they have in their kit, sending Super Ken down below, forcing them to deal in with the minion crashing into the bottom lane. But in the grand scheme of things, so far they haven't been able to do anything. What do they go for? Split push? Do they force a team fight at this point?
I think they do want to try and get some macro plays in. They have a Uranus, they have a Lancelot as well. Double wave cut in the base, split pushing and escapes from Super Ken can really win them some situations. But when they're 5k behind, when they're not safe in their own jungle, due to the greed man himself just waiting around in the wings, it's so difficult. And with the Lord, they're going to be forced to contest this and probably give up some lives.
Okay, now in the mid, it's, Claude is moving on towards the Minotaur here, making him or backing him off. Super Ken and Sorizo though now might be caught. Oh, good puppet string, blazing the wet now, connecting all of the bullets on towards the jungler. Marky finds the kill. No retry for BTR.
No retry. It seems like Bigatron Alpha, that was not the call. That was not the emphasis of what they were going for. They understood that perhaps in a 5v5, GEEK Fam would have won that trade either or. So Bigatron Alpha finds some compensation by slowly taking out turrets in the top lane, which allowed CV to get a little bit more farm and gain a little bit more control over the map.
But as you say that, GEEK Fam equalized on the turret department, just cleaning it out. With the Lord coming in, can they actually set up the waves properly? We've seen in the past few games that they come in individually. If they can push the waves, get it to a 3-wave push, it seems like they're going to be able to do it. Bigatron Alpha, they probably go for something before. Super Ken trying to clear some waves here to eliminate the triple push potential. But GEEK Fam, they have a lot of tools to work with right here. Can they go for this decisive finish?
Let's see, potentially the final push of the series here. Mid-base turret taken out now. The bottom, will they focus it down? Will they defend it? No. Bigatron will let it go as they were taking care of the Lord in the mid. Now another wave coming through in the mid. Let's see how GEEK Fam utilize this wave. Seems like no opening here, no trigger pulled just yet. Bigatron Alpha, they survive another day.
Wow, alright. So Bigatron Alpha had to lose 2 inhibitor turrets, but look at Super Ken.
Oh, and the pull by Mr. Valoisky. Now Super Key caught, flickers out of the way, but the damage will come through, he will fall. Base turret top lane now is going to be the main target, and it will fall 3 base turret in 13 minutes. Almost taken down there. It's basically a naked base. Bigatron now defends with 4. Taunt comes through, Sorizo survives though, but take a look at Ken. He's caught and he's down. And GEEK Fam, they look for the end. 3-man defense. Can they pull it off? Super Sorizo taking out the DPS is just too huge. Bigatron, this is it. The base wide open. Let's see Bigatron, can they defend this as it was going to be the robots bowing down to their master. Their algorithm hijacked and made bare for everyone to see. The Geeks move forward, secure the grand finals and M5 and make history.
12 minutes! 12 minutes was all it took for GEEK Fam to win that. Bigatron Alpha, they came back. They came back from a 2-0. But in the end, it's the GEEK fam coming back, resetting, taking their final ticket, qualifying to the grand finals, qualifying to the M5 World Championship for the first time in history.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing history in the making. For the first time, qualifying for M5. Everyone, not a single person predicted that it was gonna be them. But that's just the way they like it. What a final game, man. Complete destruction from the GEEKs that have completely decoded the AI.
A Cinderella story. Our very own Indonesian Cinderella story. How many times have we seen GEEK fam completely unable to make it to the playoffs, absent for so many seasons, and for the 2 times that they did, they went home on the first day. Look at them now. Marky coming in, the final solution. Beloyski stepping in, Greed himself, the prodigal son coming through. The Wonder Kid, the chosen one. Niall, a rookie, being able to secure top 2 to represent Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you're feeling, but I'm feeling goosebumps all over. What a story.
We could not have written a better story for GEEK fam. The struggles they went through, the adversity that they have conquered, the hurdles they jumped over, everything for this moment. Now it's official. Not a single person left to be regulars of M5, of the M series.
Vin's gone.
Vin is out.
Vin is out.
Truly history in the making.
And this just really goes to show it's a new era.
It is a new era.
New players are coming up.
No
New
royal
teams
besties.
are coming up.
It truly is a new era.
We're gonna say goodbye to Bigatron Alpha. Let's hear what they have to say for the last and final time.